You're right, guys, it's Captain Tom here, and I know this video is late. Usually I'd have it up within about 10 minutes of Team of the Week being announced, but I've been at work all day and I was at my girlfriend's last night, so I haven't actually been home to check up the Team of the Week and, um, make this video. So I'm going to make it anyway, just because, it's quite useful and I want to keep the series running every week. So I hope you enjoy it anyway, even though you might have already seen what it is. But let's get into it. So the team of the week this week, we've got Walcott. Surprisingly at striker. Now, I think that's very odd. I can see a lot of people buying him because he will fit into that striker role. And if you look at his pace, 97, 89 dribbling, I mean, he's going to be an absolute nightmare to defend against when it comes to those over the top balls. So he'll be the new Agbonlahor, probably twice as fast. So I'm really worried about him. People having him in their team, it's going to be a joke to try and defend it, basically. We then have Cisse from Newcastle, Papas Demba Cisse, if I got his name right. Obviously, he scored a great goal on his debut, really nice half volley. So he's got an inform, which is surprising since he probably only went to Newcastle in packs like 3 weeks ago. So to see him in the inform already is quite cool. We then have Jankovic, who plays for Genoa in Serie A. Serbian, I can't imagine him being worth all that much. I can't imagine people really wanting him in their team unless they're building a Serbian team, then they might want him. But there are a lot of better choices in Serie A for a centre attacking mid. We then have Panic, who plays for Roma. He's Bosnian. Decent stats. His passing is very, very good. 88. I mean, he's the sort of man that you want sitting back in between, the midfield and the attackers. Just to thread those balls through. If you've got fast attackers, then he's going to be a very, very good player. We then have a third inform Nene, which I'm shocked about. I really can't believe they've released a third inform. Good pace, 86, shooting 90, passing 89, dribbling 80, 91. Those are some very, very good stats, very impressive stats. He's now, I wasn't too sure with his second inform whether he'd be better than Michel Bastos, but now with those stats, I really think that he is the number one left midfielder in what is it, the League One. He may even take the place of number one left midfielder in the Brazilian teams as well. So he might be one to look out for. Now we move on to the next one, and this is the one that I'm most excited about. Giovinco in form. He's going to be unbelievable. Pace of 93, dribbling of 91. He has 5-star skills. I use him in my Serie A team as it is, so I'm going to pick up his inform definitely. Hopefully he won't be going for all that much because he's only 84 rated, so there's quite a few of him should come out of packs, so hopefully we'll see him quite cheap, and I mean he goes for discard now as it is, so hopefully we'll be able to pick him up cheap. And I'm very excited. I'm very, very excited. I mean, his stats say that he's like not that good. I mean, shooting 75, passing of 75, decent, but not anything to shout about. But when I get him in game, oh, he's unbelievable. I really have the utmost respect for him. I mean, the if you look at how high he is, he's only 164 centimeters, so he's very, very short. I mean, I think he's one of the shortest players in the game. So I always find that short players play especially well. We then have Kel, who plays for Borussia Dortmund. Is that right? Borussia Dortmund? Yeah, that's the one. German, centre defensive mid. Inform, I mean, is a hard one. I can't see people buying him to put in their German squads. I mean, he's got a rating of 80. His pace isn't particularly fast. He's got decent defending and heading stats, so he might be decent as a holding midfielder, but I really can't see him going for all that much. At left back we have Bendimo Nassam, who plays for, is that Monterrey? Or is it Montpellier? It's Montpellier in League One. Looks like a very good player. I think that he's going to be the number one left back in League One now. If you just look at his pace, 89, very, very, very good, and very good defending stats as well, 81, and good heading stats. His passing, his dribbling, they're also very good. So he may be one to look out for if you're building a League One team, considering putting him in my League One or my French team, because I will be able to slip him in and still get full chemistry with him. So he may also allow me to have Eden Hazard playing left mid, but then again Ribery's playing there, so maybe not. At centre back we have Javi Martinez. I think this is his second in form. Plays for Athletic Bilbao. That's the one. I thought it was going to be Athletic Club. I made that mistake last week. Again, very good rating, 85 for a centre back, but his major downfall is going to be his pace. People just love the pace. His defending and heading stats speak for themselves. Very good, 87 and 80, but just because of the pace, I can't see him going for more than discard at the end of the week. We then have Ramos at right back. Now, this is an interesting one because obviously he has two informs already, the Team of the Year version, so he's never going to get even close to that value as Team of the Year version. He then also has the centre back version that came out quite a while ago, his first inform. And now we've got one at right back. Now, I'm not really sure what's going to go on, how much he's going to go for, because obviously in Liga BBVA, it's very difficult to get fast centre backs, and his inform at centre back is very good because I mean he'll be a very fast, very strong defender. I mean if you pair him up with Pepe, you've actually got a very decent two centre backs, very quick. But at right back, you could probably argue that there's a lot of other players that you could put there just as easily. Obviously their stats aren't going to be as good. I'd say he's still number one right back except for his Team of the Year version, but I don't know. It's hard to say what he'll be going for. We'll then move on to the goalkeeper. We have Diego Lopez. Now, this is probably one that a lot of people wanted to see. You now have an alternative to, Casillas and Valdez. I mean, if you don't particularly like those two players, just out of preference, you've now got the option of Diego Lopez in goal. He looks like he's got very decent stats. So, we'll move on to the bench, and we have Zidane. Can't see him going for all that much. He plays in the Bundesliga. He's Egyptian. But I don't know, his stats are pretty standard. I can't really see him going for much, especially since he's only got a 78 rating overall. We'll stick with the goal players for now. We have Sigurdsson from Swansea. Again, can't see him making it into that many teams. Probably going to be going for discard. Dromby, I think this is his second in form. Again, probably going to be going for discard. I mean, there's nothing to stop you just buying Neuer instead of Dromby in a Bundesliga team. We'll then move on to the silvers, and we have Borini, who plays for Roma. Now, he's a very interesting one. People love to make Serie A teams, so I can see him going for quite a bit of money. He has very decent stats for a silver, 78 pace, 79 shooting, 75 dribbling, and 70 heading. Whether he'll be able to, take out the position of El Kabir and El Shawari, because those are the two that I see in silver Serie A teams playing the striker roles a lot. Whether he'll be able to take their position off them, I don't know. He might do. He might be one that's worth investing in. We then have Sejas, who plays in the Primera Division Mexico for Pachuca. I think that's how you pronounce it. Decent centre attacking mid. He's got very decent stats, actually, considering. Definitely one that you'd consider for a silver Argentinian team or a silver Mexican team, but there are some very, very good silver Mexican centre attacking mids, so whether you'd actually want him in there, I don't know. Lastly, for the silvers, we have the man that everyone was excited about, everyone knew he was going to be there, Oxlade-Chamberlain from Arsenal. Looks absolutely phenomenal. He's gone up from 69 to 74, pace is unreal. His dribbling is very, very good. His passing also very good. It's just his shooting really that lets him down. But if you get through on goal, you're just going to leave the defence behind. So you're going to have, that easy shot to get into the goal. So you probably even round the keeper. So he's a very good one. And lastly, we have a bronze. Oh my goodness, that's a name and a half. Schenkeveld, I think that's how you say it. Sorry if I've got that wrong, but plays for Feyenoord. Very nice player. Looks like he's got some decent stats behind him for a centre back. 70 shooting for a centre back. That's kind of crazy. I imagine he must have scored some goals this weekend to give him that in form. 64 ratings. So another decent player there. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and tell you which ones I'm thinking are worth investing in. Although, having said that, I'm very cautious about starting to invest money into players at the moment because the market seems to be on a downturn. There seems to be a lot less people buying cards. Players are dropping in price, or at least that's what I've picked up from what people are saying. Because someone said that today to me that they picked up 5 Remy's when he got his second in form, and his prices dropped from 75,000 to 50,000, so they would have lost quite a bit of money. Now, obviously, investing is always a risk, but if you pick the right players, you should make money. And I will leave a link in an annotation for you so that you can get to the video on investing on players that I made a while ago. So, what are we going to say? I'm going to say Walcott, good one to invest in. He's English. He plays in the Barclays Premier League. He's got unreal pace. He's going to be the fastest striker in the league. So, definitely one that I would recommend investing in. Can't imagine Cisse going for that much. Now, I might be biased on this one, but Giovinco I think is a very good one to invest in. I imagine they'll be going quite cheap, and you can pick up quite a few of him for not all that much money. He's got 5-star skills, which is always very attractive for people making skill teams, and Serie A is one of the easiest teams to make a skill team in. Obviously, people are thinking that Ramos might be one to invest in, but I just can't see it being a good one to invest in because of all of his other informs and the position he plays, really. Diego Lopez, again, not sure about him, just because his rating isn't even as good as Casillas, who you can pick up probably cheaper. I don't know, maybe he'll go for a bit, but I can't see him going up more than like what you could buy a normal Casillas for, and normal Casillas I think is about 80,000 coins, so he's never going to go much more than that. Obviously, the one that we're all thinking that's going to be awesome to invest in, Chamberlain. Because he's 74 rated, he's not going to get another inform, which puts him as a silver. If he gets another inform, he's going to go gold, which means that this will be the best version of him for silver teams. And silver Barclays Premier League teams are the rage. I mean, if I play a silver game, it's 50-50 whether I'll be playing this or another team. So definitely one to recommend. I mean, there's also the fact that he's right mid or right wing, as people will probably change him to. It's very good because he is the one that people play at right mid anyway, usually, from what I've seen. And there are like 3 or 4 very, very good left midfielders, left wing side players that are silver that can play in the BPL teams. So I would definitely think that he's going to go for quite a lot. And lastly, we have this guy. I know that you're probably going to be surprised, but his pace just means that I think that he'll go for quite a bit. Obviously, he's in League One, which isn't the most popular league, and I don't know. He should go for a bit because people, when they build their teams, they'll want to buy him. Lastly, I'm not going to say invest in Nene. We've already seen him have 2 informs before. What's to say he's not going to get another inform? You know, I can imagine that he might get a 4th inform, which would be ridiculous, but it could happen. So I'm not going to say invest in him. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you found it useful. Be very, very careful when you're investing your money in your coins in players, just because of the market being on a bit of a downturn. I think people are getting bored of FIFA Ultimate Team, maybe dropping out. There's a lot of cards on the market which aren't getting bought up, and prices could be dropping. So very, very careful when you're investing your money, and probably only buy like one of each player, or buy players that you know that people that you're going to put into your team, or players that are always going to get wanted in people's team. For example, Chamberlain, I'm definitely going to pick one of them up, maybe a couple, depending on his price. He might go for like 500,000 coins, so it might be worth opening some silver packs this week. So I hope you've enjoyed this one, guys, and I will see you all next time.